So in today's video, we're going to do something I've been wanting to do for a while. Sometimes you want that wind to go through your hair on two wheels, live that rebel lifestyle, but you don't have any money and motorcycles not really going to be happening. So you do the next best thing. You get a bicycle and you put a motor on it because it's kind of like a motorcycle. And then you get your leather jacket on, your bike helmet, and yeah, so that's what we're doing in this episode. Alright guys, so motor's still not in here. So I've been playing around with this, different setups. I actually went back to the wheels that came on this bike, which are some original Schwinn steel wheels. Kind of rusty, kind of fit the rat rod look I'm going for, I guess. However, put that seat on there and just placed it there. Put the fork that I took off the black bike from the other video, where I made that bike. I'll post a link to that video. The only thing I'm not liking is these bars. Can't figure out what stem to really go with, because I found this stem one of my parts bins and it's just really short, stubby to there. I'm gonna try out some different ones and then kind of decide. Not thinking I'm gonna keep those bars. I kind of want some straight bars. And let's see, I like straight bars. I have on my other bikes too. This is my Mercier. This is the Schwinn. This one's really wide, these bars, but I can cut these. However, then I do need to put some bars on this bike. I like this bike too, but and then that Brooks, I think it's gonna make its way over to that bike. That Springer seat, it's gonna make its way over to that bike once I put the motor on it and stuff. But yeah, I'm just kind of playing around with ideas here. I'm gonna pull these off in a minute and try them on that. You gotta take off the brakes real quick. Alright guys, so this stem is not gonna stay with these bars. I gotta clean it up. This stem is not gonna stay with these bars. It's gonna go back on the tour. But for now, I'm just gonna throw this on there and see what it would look like with these bars and a stem like this, because I have a few extra stems and stuff in that bin. Alright, so let's put the red bike up on the rack and see how it looks. Yeah, so I think these bars are definitely, and really that stem is definitely what I'm going after now. I'm glad those worked out really good. Now, let's see. Gotta work on the seat a little bit. Might throw the Brooks seat on there just to see what it'll look like. And, or not. But really, this bike in general is starting to really come together how I kind of want it to look. Yeah. It's got a little bit of a wide stance, but it's gonna be good because then it's kind of what I want. Like, I'll try to put this. You're sitting back here at the seat, grabbing on. You got a nice open stance. You're gonna have a motor, good leverage to steer. I like this. I like this a lot. So this is how we're gonna end up. I like that straight look too. Alright guys, so we put the Brooks on there just to see what it looks like, and in my opinion, this thing's looking perfect right now. Really liking how everything's coming together. Comfort wise, it's gonna be nice and comfy. Gonna have a motor, so you're barely gonna have to pedal. Can't get comfier than that. We gotta take all these decals off. We got some Magnifol muffler sticker. Gotta pull this off and I don't know. Just kind of clean this thing up a little bit. I mean, not too much though. We don't want to have it lose its patina. Definitely not doing anything to the paint. Just gotta fix the fork. Gotta pull some parts off one of the bikes outside. This thing, when I sold the fork that was on this thing, part of the deal was I gave him the cups that go on here, but I got some extra ones. I'm gonna throw some on here and really tighten this down. Make sure it's secured on there, but so far, so good. Alright guys, so let's start with the motor. Or the kit, I mean. So this is the sprocket, put on your wheel to get it spin, put that up there. Then there's the running shot. Let's see. Okay. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Here's the motor and gas tank. It's pretty cool. So it's gas tank. It's just gonna sit up on top here. That, or on top of this, like that. That's where our gas is gonna go. Pretty straightforward. Let's see. Let's put this guy up here too. What? Got my assistant, Maddie. We still gotta decide which bike, Maddie. Do we put it on the red bike or do we put it on the black bike? Both good contenders. Oh, you want to put it on that black bike? Yeah, well, that black bike might be giving up its fork because if we use that one, this fork is pretty narrow up on top, and I don't really like how close it is to the tire. So we'll put that, and that's the same fork that we took off of that bike in an earlier video. I'll put a link to that, but for the same reason. So that'd be a sign we end up with this guy over here. So let's get started. Alright, so we got our fork off. It's over there. Caps are there. I'm still trying to decide which bike. I haven't switched the bars and the seat and everything over to the black bike. See what it'll look like. Keep in mind the seat's gonna stay, but the bars are gonna stay, but the grips aren't gonna be leather unless I can figure out a way to slide those over the grips that came with the kit for the motor. And yeah, gotta see how much I actually want that. I gotta see to like tried mocking the motor up on here, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. It doesn't seem to fit, but I might be looking at something wrong. Alright guys. Alright, so let me try and show you what I mean. So this needs to go here, which isn't bad. There's room, plenty of room. In fact, there's actually too much room. Because if you look here, you see I can't really mount it up to the frame because it's chainring, which really I can't move the chainring. And then the other option is to mount it up against the bottom bar, but then I can't get to the top bar. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. How am I supposed to mount this? Because, I mean, yeah, it needs to be mounted. If that's there, then, so that's what I'm playing around with right now and trying to figure out. But, yeah, I'll figure it out in a second. Alright, so after some deliberation, myself, pretty much, and my assistant Maddie, we decided we're going with the red bike to put the motor on. It's got nothing to lose. This is like a second chance for this bike. Put the fork on from that other bike that I showed you. So now the tire's got plenty of clearance as he's rolling around. And pretty much it. Let's get started. Alright, so I figured out what's going on. Apparently there's spacers in this bag that will serve to space the motor out on either end of here. So I'm going to look for those and then get the motor mounted as my first step. Even though technically I should probably get the sprocket on the rear wheel. I'm still debating whether to use the sprocket that came with the kit or this one looks a lot cooler. I'm going to try to take this off of. This parts bike has this aluminum sprocket that looks pretty heavy duty. Might go with that, but first foremost I'm going to mount the motor and mount the gas tank. Well, the gas tank might be last because I think if I mount the gas tank, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to mount it on the bike rack anymore. So we'll leave the gas tank for last in this scenario and then put the motor in first and then see where we go from there, and hopefully everything just goes smooth. Alright, so next thing is we're going to pull this coaster brake off so we can slide our sprocket in through it. So alright, now we got it off, so the next thing we got to do, we got to grab the sprocket, we got to place it here. Now it's got to be as close as possible to the middle of the hub, just because you don't want it kind of wobbling, the wheel wobbling around or having any kind of chain motion like that. So we're also going to try to run this chain with no tensioner, so we want to make sure it's as centered as possible. So let's get that in. Alright guys, so we have everything kind of back on, including the sprocket. The sprocket is bolted on. One thing is, I mean, it's tedious work, but it'll happen. But the main thing is, if you have one of these, a drill or something, it can really help get those in. I got it centered as best I could. I just kind of moved it around, tightened it lightly first, and then moved it to the exact spot where I wanted it, and then tightened it down some more. So that's about it. Let's see. Now, let's see about setting up this motor in there and making sure we got enough space for it. Alright, so I got the motor in there. It's clamped onto this back post. I'd like to get it clamped up to this front one, but in order to leave enough space where the pedals on either side won't hit the motor, it needs to be kind of there. Been trying to get it down lower and lower, and it's just not really working. Carburetor, I put it on there just mocked up to see what's going on. And yeah, right now the biggest thing, I mean, it doesn't look bad there. I just need to figure out a way to give it some, you know, some support here, which isn't too bad. I could run some spacers and then tighten it down, or I could run a really long U-bolt maybe. Kind of, I don't know. I'll play around with some ideas and I'll show you what I come up with. Alright guys, and that's about it. I mean, there was some messing around there. It took me a little bit to get it right in the right spot. I wanted to run it with no chain, I mean no chain tensioner, and I ended up putting a chain tensioner. But anyway, thanks for watching. Here's some shots to bike running, and I am going to be selling this because I want to work on a different project, and honestly I have about 20 bikes, and this one, I don't need it. So if you're interested, hit me up on Facebook or in the comment section, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.